Hello, T-Bird fans, and welcome once again to another great episode of our Coaches Show. Once again, here we have Coach Angel Sherman. Welcome back, Coach.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, and it's always a pleasure having you here. We love talking volleyball, and honestly, I wish there was a men's volleyball team just to have some more volleyball. Or let's make the women's season even longer.
We should, hey, I agree with that. Make it longer because we're so compact and we just play in so many matches in a short amount of time.
That's right. I believe every weekend is a tournament.
Every weekend. This is the last weekend of preseason, really, and then we get into our regional play next week.
Ooh, well, we'll make sure to talk about that one next week.
Yes.
But before we get there, as usual, you had another tournament last weekend, and per usual, the good, the bad, and what can be improved.
The good was we played all national ranked teams except for one. And we didn't come out on top on those three, but saw some great things. Shoulda, woulda. It came down to a couple of points of, falling in off the block or change a little bit of a dig here or there, but was pleased with a couple of them, and, we're right there, I think.
Hey, well, that's all we can hope for is that you're right in there, and that, especially with conference play coming
Yes.
up, that you'll really be hitting your stride. So let's talk. Thursday night, you had CSI, the rematch. Talk a little bit about what happened with that game.
So CSI, we came out a little flat. I don't know if it was the bus ride or what, but we came out flat. The first two games were pretty rough for us. We just couldn't pass the ball. We had a lot of service aces the first two, and then we got our groove back. Came back on the third, won the third, and then we gave them a battle in the fourth. So, like I said, it just took us a while. I think if we would have hit it a little harder on the first two sets, I think it would have been different. But, can't change it. We just learned from that, and but it was a good match after we got going.
Okay. Talk a little bit about momentum in volleyball, because I know that's a huge thing, especially if you're going to the fifth set or whatever it might be. Talk a little bit about momentum.
Volleyball and momentum is you could be up by 7 and then 3 serves later you can be down by 7. So volleyball is such a up and down sport. The momentum it hits you high and then it'll hit you low. So if I have an answer for that, I am going to write a book and then I could be retired because everybody would buy it. So everybody talks about momentum with volleyball. It's hit or miss, and it's up and down.
And what's your best go-to way currently, that's obviously not the fix-all solution, to kind of maybe switch the momentum or get some of it back?
We only have 2 timeouts, so, we have to use them the right way. And with that, you might just have to change your how your serve-receive formation is to get a different look, and so the opponent's getting a different look. And then we just try to focus on mental aspects of the process of what we need to do instead of focusing on, things are going bad. And so we just try to get them to think of the next ball and the next play.
Got it. So once again, comes down to another mental toughness.
It is.
And very mental game, volleyball.
It is, very much so.
Well, so hopefully
Scary.
we can continue to. Well, I mean, younger players, but you have some great leaders on the team that kind of help with the younger players and getting that mental toughness. But it's a slow process. And
It is. But I tell you what, our freshmen, we played a lot of matches, so our freshmen are not really freshmen anymore. I look at it that way. So it's just that they have to get the confidence. I think if they get the confidence, then it's just a little bit better.
Excellent. So then after that, was it Providence that you played after CSI, or was it then?
Yeah, then we had all day on Friday, and we didn't play till like 7:30 that day. So we had a lot of time to chill out and do some studying and things like that. But we played Providence. Again, started out a little slow. We lost to 28-30. Came back and lost 28-30, and then we kind of take control after the next 3. So that was good to see. And then we played Salt Lake on Saturday, lost in 3, but again, we didn't get blown out. They are ranked, I think, number 8. And again, we showed a lot of grit on that match, and we lost like it was 20-25 and 22-25. So we're right there. And so, and then we turned around and we played back-to-back and played Utah Eastern, lost in 4, but again, we lost 19-25, and then the next set we lost 24-26. We beat them 25-19, and then we lost 24-26. So it just come down to ball maybe, hitting off the block the wrong way and landing, unfortunately, on our side or out of bounds, and it just takes one of those plays and one of those shots just to turn that momentum out. And so it just didn't happen, but we battled.
Hey, that's all we can ask for, right? And then once again, coming up with conference play, 0-0s, but this is all playing the hard teams is what prepares you for that.
Well, that's what we like to play. We talked about it at that tournament. We played Providence. That really it's not going to help us. We're playing the teams that are ranked and that are going to help us. And if we do get it to the national tournament, those are the teams that we're going to see. So that's what we try to do, and that's how we like to have our schedule. We're not doing JV teams. We're not doing anything else. We're going to try to make ourselves better.
Yeah, gotta love that competition.
Absolutely.
So, tough weekend, and we're going to have another tough game today. NJC, you're going on the road. You're actually going to be heading on the bus here in a little bit.
Yep.
Tell us a little bit about NJC.
NJC is really good. They are number 6 in the nation right now, and they just have all the weapons in every position. They have very good defense. Their blocking is really good. Their middles are really active. And so we're just going to have to, I think we can keep the pace. We just have to match their defensive end. And then just make sure that we cover well, because they have a 6'4" outside oppo that just blocks the ball like crazy. So that's her job. And I don't know, matching up is going to be a little rough for us. We're a little short compared to them. But again, I think if we can serve aggressive at them, then I think that's maybe a little bit of a key. And then hopefully we can follow a little bit of our game plan that we have. And that is to make the setter take the first ball, and then that way they're out of system most of their plans. So they can't use their middles as much. Yeah. And so we know that they're going to go outside or oppo. And so that's the game plan, to take a little bit of the hitters out.
And so you mentioned your game plan. Is there a moment in time that you say, hey, this game plan isn't working, we need to adjust?
We do. If they adjust to our game plan, then we will find when they shift, then we'll say, okay, they're shifting this way, so now this place is open. And they do. Everybody does that to everybody. So you just have to coordinate with everybody and be like, okay, we see them shifting now. They're taking that setter, moving her out so she can take the first ball or not the second. And so we just make that adjustment as the time goes on.
Sounds like a big game of chess, of playing out different scenarios, and okay, if they react like this is how we're going to react.
And then plus you try to match up lineups. So if they are starting a certain way, we might rotate a couple players to match up a little bit different. So it's a trial and error, because they might think the same thing. And so they might be like, okay, well, this matchup isn't good, so we'll rotate. And then I'm thinking they're the same thing, so I rotate, and we're both rotating, and so it doesn't matter.
Constant game of back and forth.
So yeah.
I like these chess pieces constantly. This is great.
Always.
But tough team against NJC, and then that's not your only game this week. Once again, you go to another tournament, the Wyobraska tournament.
Yes.
Have another few games. Tell us a little bit about what we can expect there.
Friday we open up with West Plains, Missouri. They have always been tough. They've been ranked early this season. So I think that's going to be a good competition for us, which is great. And then we'll play Trinidad, which is in our region, but it's in the south. So it'd be good to see them, because we haven't seen them in the south. And then we play Lake Region, which we had them here at our tournament. And then Colorado Western will end on our tournament there. And we've had them here at our tournament. And so I think overall I'm pretty excited about this weekend, just to give us a little bit more confidence going into regional play.
Final last step, I guess.
The last hurrah before the big dances, I guess.
It's exciting stuff, because the season will officially end in about mid-October. Is that about right?
Mid-November.
Mid-November.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
it just is flying by already.
It's going fast.
Can't believe it. But
Time flies when you're having fun, though.
that is true. I do
Having a
like
great
having
time.
fun. So I especially like watching volleyball, and that's fun to me.
There you go.
So, but I'm ready. Put me in, coach.
Hey, I saw you yesterday, so I think you
think
just have to get some spandex on, though.
Ooh, I mean, I have put on short shorts before. Does that
Well,
count?
okay.
Well,
yeah.
I'll take it.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you, Coach,
You
for
bet.
your time, and we look forward to having some more wins and some great success.
Absolutely.
And thank you, T-Bird fans. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.